Hey everybody, this is Dana with Coach Dana Inspires.com, and I am so excited to have you here for this week's edition of Business Inspiration. We're really excited about, we have this fabulous interviewee. Our guest today is Linda Rhea, and Linda and I have known each other for so long, so it's really an honor to have her here today. So it's Linda Rhea with Thrive Every Day, and I love the name of her business. It is so great, and I think it speaks to what each of us should be looking forward to do. And so let's get into this fabulous interview. And so before we get into the meat of this, how are you doing, Linda? What's going on in your life?
Well, I'm doing great. Life has never been better. I feel that way most of the time. My favorite story right now is my oldest started middle school yesterday, and that's such a big step. And he was so nervous, and he came home and he goes, "You were right. It's really fun." It's the best thing I ever could have heard.
That's wonderful. I love that. I love that. Well, going back to Thrive Every Day, honestly, Linda, why Thrive Every Day as the name of your company? What does that mean to you, and what can that mean to us?
Well, it's interesting. The name was given to me by a graphic designer building my logo. It happened because the day I was diagnosed with cancer, thank God, long 18 years ago,
Yay.
the doctor said, "Don't worry, you'll survive." And I said, "No, I'm going to thrive and teach other people how." So that's been my mission. Is there's always a silver lining. There's always something that we can make lemonade almost anywhere, even without lemons. And that's what Thrive and Every Day embodies. It's a frame of mind. It's a choice.
I really appreciate that. It's a frame of mind, and I hope our viewers are thinking about that and how we go about our everyday. Are we just drudging through it, or are we thriving? Thank you, Linda. Whoa, kind of tingly. Feeling I just got woo. Okay, okay. So, so you talk to your clients. You have business colleagues you talk to all the time. What are they thinking about? We're what, a year and a half now of this COVID business, and we're shut down, and we're open, and now things are a little sketchy, but then, what's happening out there with your clients and colleagues? Are they super optimistic? Are they looking forward? Or some of them being pretty cautious? What do you hear?
Well, one thing I know for sure is that most of the people that I hang out with are very positive right now. They've adapted, they know how to adapt. So many people I know, their business is greater than it has ever been. My son has had to hire more people for his painting business. The restaurants I like to go to are full, they're busy because they made their place safe and comfortable for their customers.
Yeah.
So we hear on the radio all the time or the news that restaurants are closing and they can't survive. Well, the ones I go to are pretty full and there's a wait and they're keeping us safe. So I think it's those people that have a positive attitude, look for the positive in the situation. How can I help other people that are thriving right now?
Yeah.
And you look back to the Depression, the Carnegies made their bajillions during the Depression by just getting out there and doing business. That's what we need to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really, every single person that I have interviewed, it's always been adapt. If what you've been doing is not working right now, adapt and keep moving, keep looking for opportunities to serve. And I agree wholeheartedly with that. And I'm really glad that you pointed that out to our viewers is, we just got to get out there and do it. So if there's a viewer out there that's saying, I don't know, I'm still not sure, get on board, kids. And today's ideas from Linda are going to help you do just that. And speaking of ideas to help us do that, what can we do? We've got entrepreneurs, we got business owners, we have people viewing this that work for other people, but they have big dreams also. What can entrepreneurs and business owners do every day right now? What can we do now to really jump forward?
Well, I think right now it's hard to reach people because everyone is not going out to all the networking events. Conventions aren't being held. So we're not seeing as many people as we used to, even at church. Not everybody's back at church yet. So how do you reach people? What I've discovered in the speaking industry is that people got out there and became certified virtual speakers. They learned how to really engage the audience and make people have a good time on that awful Zoom that they don't like. And those are the people that are so busy, they have more business than they did before the pandemic.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
same with restaurants. I've watched restaurants adapt to the way they made it warm in February, March, so people could go sit outside 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
It's that. And then how do you serve? We got into business to provide something for other people that is of service. Now we need a new mode of service. How can we mix it up?
Yes.
Other thing that
Yes.
works, there is a Rotary Kiwanis Optimus Sertoma Women's Club moms group that meets every single day at every hour of the day.
Yep.
Become a virtual speaker and reach out to them and build your virtual business. I have more business now than I ever did.
Oh, I think you're right, 100%, 100%. That if we are diligent, we will find that business, and we have what people need. And you're the, you know, your service. A lot of people think, oh, Linda, this is so silly. But the fact is, what you help people do is fantastic. One of my dearest friends, she is so into what you do that I love this. Linda, by the way, all you viewers out there, you're going, come on, tell me what Linda does. What is this? Linda will teach you and I, men and women. Men, don't shut this off just because you're a dude. We're going to be talking about vision boards. Oh my gosh, is that just all fluff and muff? No. Linda, what do you say to those folks who are watching right now going, I'm disconnecting, I'm not interested, don't need a vision board? Yuck.
Well, to start with, if we just talk about vision, everyone who succeeds has a vision of what success looks like. If you look, my favorite example of a sports person is Shaun White, the snowboarder. He's up there at the top of the hill doing his run before he ever starts. He sees every twist, every turn, every, McTwist 1,800 million times. He's incredible. And this year, the two guys that won synchronized swim, they said that they had visualized that dive several times a day for the last 4 years. So a vision board doesn't necessarily have to be this thing on paper. It can be your vision. Another gentleman I know has a book, and he cuts out the pictures of all the airplanes and the cars he wants to buy. And he just flips through it every day as his motivation. So, and he's a pretty big surly man. He's not some little, weak guy. So guys do vision boards.
I like that. I think that's a great idea. I've never thought about just having, like a journaling book. Oh gosh, journaling. There's another word that people can't stand. Just have one of those 3-ring binders or a spiral notebook and just stick pictures on there. I mean, for the longest time, I don't use vision boards, but somehow all over my printer and over here on my credenza, I have pictures cut out and stuck on there about, the cars I want, the places I want to go visit. So I'm not going to tell anybody I do a vision board. I do a vision sort of furniture.
So, and many people do that. So the other thing that I encourage I've built a process around the vision board.
Yeah.
That you can either really make a vision board or just follow the process. And it's plain old goal setting, but we've all heard that speech millions of times. And sometimes we listen and sometimes we don't. So I like to make it fun. When you come to one of my events, it's fun. We giggle, we laugh. Some people actually finish their vision board. Some people just had a great time and have pulled a bunch of pictures out of magazines. But what I encourage people to do is to take this and have it mean something. Write down what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to feel when you get it. Then this vision board is more than just some pretty pictures that you drank some wine and put them on a piece of paper. I also encourage people to make little copies and put them everywhere, because what we don't realize is this thing, this powerful computer in between our ears is constantly processing what it sees. And if it's constantly seeing what we tell it we want, right side up, it keeps remembering. And when we start taking steps toward those items and those wants, it says, ah, she's serious. I need to get to work on this. And so your subconscious mind really helps you out when you feed it good food.
Yeah. I never really thought about that. To have your vision board or your vision things or whatever, other places than at your desk where you can just glance over and see it. But to have it like on the refrigerator door, on the bathroom mirror. And, we've heard for years, to have affirmations and, put that on your mirror. So every morning while you're brushing your teeth, you're reading this affirmation. Why not this? Yeah, I mean, it's the same process. And isn't it true that your brain doesn't really know the difference between what you're envisioning and what reality is? And so if you're envisioning this, your brain is already saying, yeah, we're doing it. We're going there.
So one of the best studies that proves that is of all people, basketball players. Bill Bradley and Michael Jordan are famous for how many free shots they practice every day. But they've done studies and they can show that the people who practice the free shots and miss a few are less accurate than the people who visualize the free shot always going in. And I used to think that was wonk, but I found the study, and there are studies that actually prove it. So, basketball players like Michael Jordan are not necessarily fluffy guys, right?
Right. And if they can do it, why can't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think, you want to say, oh, but they're famous, oh, they're rich, or they're really, really good at what they do. Well, they weren't always, they might have natural talents, which I think first off, I don't think it, I know all of us have natural talents. And I think if we are thinking positively about them every day, that's how Michael Jordan and Bradley and, Shaquille and Shaq, or, all these other guys and gals, get rich and famous is because they are constantly visualizing what they're doing. And that's what we can do too. And the vision board is, it's not the board and the sticker things that we stick on it. It's really the process and what it means to us. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. And the process, if you start at the beginning with what do you want, and you get clear and you start acting as if, that's my phrase for affirmations, is it's acting as if. So you write an affirmation, but if you want to be a speaker who commands an audience, you need to practice walking into every room as if you are that person, instead of, oh, I wonder if they'll like me. No, you walk in as if you're the person that has the information. And if you walk around your house that way, you know what? If you act as if every day, pretty soon, you'll even believe it. And it changes everything for you.
Yeah. And I think there's a big difference between having confidence and being arrogant about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't, folks, this doesn't mean run around and be an arrogant little twit. No. This means believe in yourself.
Right. Because nobody knows what we feel on the inside. And if we don't talk about being the greatest, like Muhammad Ali, who apparently was the greatest in his day, but if we just act like the person we want to be friends with, be
Yes.
nice, show a smile to people that aren't even communicating with you, that warms them up. And we've seen studies that show when you smile at another person, it sends off endorphins for you, the other person, other people see it and they feel better.
Yes.
And those are everyday simple steps that we can continue to take. And when you're in a slump, go to the grocery store or Target and just smile at people. They'll smile back and you'll feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. I was at the
Oh,
grocery
but
store
we couldn't go to
yesterday.
the grocery store for a while, could we? So you have to go to a Zoom meeting.
Right, yeah. And the thing is, a lot of times people will say, well, I have a mask on. They don't know if I'm smiling or not. Oh, yeah, they do. You can see if someone's smiling or not. Please. Come on.
Yeah.
I
Those
was at the
eyes
grocery.
are the window to the
Oh,
world.
yeah, absolutely. When you're talking about your vision boards, um, I think is there some like process that the brain goes through that helps us not only just embrace what our vision is, but we're more able to articulate that and help others with that?
So the quote that comes most to mind for me is that we get what we think about, which came from As a Man Thinketh, written in the early 1900s, or Napoleon Hill, or Jim Rohn, or Tony Robbins. All of the great motivators use that term. And if you really, so I ask people to start before they come to make a vision board by writing down what they want. But the first step I always suggest, get a pile of magazines, borrow some from some guys or people that have different interests, get your favorite beverage and a quiet bit of music, and just start ripping out every picture of what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That seems ludicrous to many people, but now you've taken your brain out of the equation and you've put your heart in what you truly desire. And then you start organizing those pictures later and cut out the words and the phrases that make you feel as you're successful in doing whatever it is. Then you set about making the vision board and the plan. What are the little steps that lead to the big successes that you can do every day? And every day is in my name for a reason, because I make 2 phone calls to clients every day. I make 2 phone calls to people that I'm about to do business with. I ask my clients how they're doing, what's going on, nothing about business. And then I write 2 or more thank you notes every day.
Yeah.
And I do it every day. Christmas morning, I'm up calling people, doing the thank you notes, because it's part of my process to keep me connected and to help people continue to think all the time. So I give people a vision board on the back of my business card, which is clouds, because I remember looking at the clouds as a child and daydreaming about what I would be when I grew up.
Yeah.
So I ask people now to go to the clouds every time you see one and say, is what I'm about to do taking me toward my goal or away from my goal? And I have them write their goal down on that card. And I say, you now have a vision board. Keep it in your daytime. And you see it all the time. And there's my goal. Oh, yeah. Having coffee with Mary, is that going to help me get this done? Maybe.
Yeah. And yeah, right. But it gives you that pause. That's a great idea. Absolutely great. I know a lot of things, since I don't carry around a traditional daytimer anymore. I just use my calendar and then it pops up on my phone. But I have started just every day putting in a thought or a verse or a word, just randomly, and that pops up. I'm at the YMCA every morning by 5 o'clock, so I usually have it pop up about 4:30. But there it is, sleepy as I am, and I'm like, ha, yeah, that's today. Think about today. So I think a lot of this is not just this, I think when we say vision board, we're thinking of some big cardboard thing that we have to haul around with, sparkles and glitter and weird stuff on it. I think what you're talking about is making something that's tangible that we can see and think about.
Mhm.
Wow, I really like that. So if I want to be successful making my vision board, do I have to come to your class? I mean, is that the only way I can be successful at this?
No, never. That would be putting too much pressure on me to make you successful. The process that we follow, and what I like to teach is the process. And I like then to stay in touch with people to help them remember that this is what they're all about. So I stay in touch with people on Facebook. People that are on my list, I'll send them little notes when I know that they're working on something, or I see something that might be of interest to them, to constantly keep them thinking about, oh yes, I can do this.
Yeah.
I know I can. And so it's keeping people in the game every day, feeling good about the game every day.
Yeah.
I will work with people in masterminds where I've got to find a new name, because mastermind is so overused. It's a time where we come together just to lift each other and have support and community.
Yeah.
It even works on Zoom.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's so many things that Zoom really, and you can have people from across the world come together. And what I love about Zoom, and it's been I know the pandemic has brought lots and lots of not very good things, but one thing that it has done is, I think with the Zoom, it's brought more people together than not. But yeah, I like that idea that of just reaching out and keeping in touch with people. I think that makes a big difference. And so, give me a couple examples there, Linda. We got big burly guys, we got little petite gals, and everybody in between, guys, gals. I mean, there's burly gals and there's petite dudes. So, let's everybody. Do you have some examples of people who really went through this process and went, wow, that worked?
I do. So one of the most famous would be a man named John Assaraf, who lives in California. He was a realtor, and he made a vision board, rolled it up and put it in a tube when he was moving. And they were moving into a new house, and his son said, "What's in that tube, Daddy?" And he said, "What's my vision board? Open it up." He opened it up, and there's this picture of a gorgeous house on the beach. They were moving into that very house.
What?
So, and I swear it's true, but my coach here in Denver has actually been to John Assaraf's house, and that vision board is hanging in the hallway. Another one is a building inspector I know who belonged to a club that we were doing vision boards. And he goes, I'm here because everybody said I had to come. I don't really know that this works. I've got my goals. I'm going to be fine. Said, "Well, what's your goal?" And he said, "I want to double my income by the end of July." I said, "Last year's income." I said, "Great. Write those words on your vision board. Put some pictures of you doing building inspections. Put building inspector looking things on that vision board and look at it every once in a while." He wrote me in June, and he said, an email, and he says, "You aren't going to believe this. I've doubled my income already. Your vision board works." And it's keeping it in front of you, always going toward the goal. They always say, if you shoot the moon, if you don't get there, at least you'll be among the stars, right?
Yeah.
My other favorite story, you and I both know, I wanted to be a region advisor. And I'd already made my vision board. RA is the nickname for vision advisor. I put it right here on the beach because I thought that would be a nice place for it to fit. Well, I didn't get my region, which is Colorado up to Alaska. I got Southern California. I got to be the RA on the beach. So do it, because you never know what's going to happen. But they always say, be careful what you ask for. You might just get to go to the beach.
Yeah. Wow. This is really great information. I really hope the viewers are getting something out of this with this vision board. It's visual goal setting, guys and gals. We set goals. All of us set goals, right? If we're in business, if we own our own business, we are setting goals on a regular basis. So why not have a picture of it? I really think this has hit home for me. So maybe I'll take these pictures that are splattered around my furniture and maybe put this on a board and maybe take a picture of it and, print that out and put it on some other things around the house. What a great idea that is. Love this. So folks out there, if you are interested in asking Linda some questions, you want to know what should I do? How do I do it? We can certainly ask Linda. She is so gracious. Here's her email address, linda@thriveeveryday.net. And you can reach her at Facebook. You just go to Facebook and look up Thrive Every Day. And she is so wonderful to allow us to have her phone number. So you can give her a buzz and ask her about her process. See if she might be willing to come to your group and help them. Maybe you've got a team at work. There's so many ways that you can use this information as a team building exercise. Wow, would this be great or what for building a team at your place of business? And maybe you're in a social type of club or a professional club, a networking event, things like that you can have some special time. This would be great. And Linda would be, I've known Linda, like I said before, a long time. And when she teaches you something, you don't sit there and go, oh no, you're having fun and you're enjoying it. So reach out to Linda and talk to her about putting your goals on paper in a visual way. Wow, most excellent stuff. And I am Dana Morgan Barnes with Coach Dana Inspires. And if you are interested in finding out how if you are a woman entrepreneur, you want to build your business, I coach women to help them find their perfect client and charge exactly what they're worth, because gals, you know that we are undervaluing our services. So come to me if you have any questions about that, or if you'd like to be a guest on Business Inspiration, just give me a ring. There's my phone number. There's my email. Reach out to me. And there it is, right down there. And reach out to Linda. And Linda, thank you so, so much for being here. This has been such a blast and so informational. Yeah, thanks so much. I really hope people will embrace this idea.
Thank you for having me. It's been a joy to spend time with you.
Oh, great. And thank you so much, everybody. Get out there and we'll see you next Tuesday on Business Inspiration.